incredible stuff here. I've got the Journey Greatest on Instagram saying simply, quote, Brian Rose can say what Sadiq can't. I see what you did there. That's really good. Brian Rose can say what Sadiq can't. Very good. I appreciate that. And that's true. I don't have a party I have to check with. I don't have corporate donors. The best ideas win. I don't care if they come from Labor, Conservatives, Lib Dem. I just want the best ideas to help us as citizens. I love this city. I've spent 21 years of my life here. My children were born here. I've been a citizen in Britain for 14 years, and I plan to be buried in this great, great city. And I can't sit by and watch this current crop of politicians run this beautiful place into the ground. And if it's not me, you're going to get 3 more years of Sadiq Khan. I'm the only chance we have for new ideas and new leadership, and I appreciate you. Some more things coming in through here. I've got TB17 on Instagram saying, quote, about time someone stood up for the people of London with the correct intentions. Thank you very much. And again, I'm trying to be really transparent here. I'm streaming live to you 3-4 times a day with my vlogs and these pieces. I'm answering your questions. So I want to be transparent. I want us to talk about the best ideas. This is unlike anything you've ever seen in politics. The more I learn about politics, the more I don't like it, which is why I'm trying to change it. I've got Amy Louise on Instagram said, I saw you at Tower Bridge today. You were right. We were taking the bus right across Tower Bridge. So I appreciate you, Amy. So many people see us out there honking their horns, waving their hands. I'm telling you, we have real support from real people on the streets. They feel us, they feel our ideas, they feel our energy, and they know that we can take London in a new direction, and we really appreciate you for that. I've got Sophia Matthew on Instagram saying, what time are you coming to Enfield? I would like to speak to you, and my husband is a tube driver. He would like to speak to you too. I would love to speak to both of you. I work in a school and would like to know about your thoughts on education. Thank you, Sophia. Check our schedule. It's on Instagram, but I think we're in Enfield next week, midweek. I look forward to coming up there and talking to you, and I would love to talk to your husband about the tube. You know, when I talk to real people inside these networks, they always tell me what's really going on. They always usually tell me that the mayor says one thing to the public and there's another thing actually being practiced, and they usually have great ideas and we can find the solutions. A solution that's not politically motivated. That's what we want. I'm tired of these agendas, these backroom deals, these corporate politicians with their careers and their agendas. It's not needed and it's not fair to us, the citizens. So thank you, Sophia. I appreciate you. I've got Oliver Ray on YouTube that says, quote, what are your plans for getting people to return back to the city after the pandemic, given the population drop over the past 12 months as people have left even temporarily? Oliver, it's a great question. My single most important policy is get London back to work, period. That's what we have to do. The reason this city is here is because of commerce. We need people back here doing business. You can't separate the economy from the people, and that's what I want to do. I want to do that with a congestion charge holiday. No charges for 6 months. Let's get people to come into this city physically to spend money. Let's also do a business rates holiday. Let's allow all those businesses out there, from the cafes to the restaurants to the theaters, everybody, to not pay tax. That way they can hire people, put on shows, open up their restaurants and get people back in business. We've got to kickstart the economy. I have had so many people on my show, London Real, talking about this. I've had top-level entrepreneurs, small business people, SMEs. I've had people in the theaters. I've had people in the tourism business, and they all said, Brian, we can safely work right now, but the government won't let us. I want to find a way to get us safely back to work, and that's going to be my big priority here. A couple other points in here. One of the questions from my website, I've got Sylvia in Hammersmith and Fulham that says, quote, hi, Brian. How would you advise normal people like me to support you in your campaign in the next few months? I've signed up to your newsletter and offered to volunteer, but I've heard nothing so far. Thanks you for all you're doing. Keep going. Sylvia, I've got great news for you. Next week, we're kicking off our volunteer campaign. You can be part of the Brian for Mayor Army. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got an incredible group of people here, and we're going to mobilize the 9 million citizens of London, and we are going to win this race for mayor. So like you said, go to brianformayor.london/volunteer. Give us your email, give us your postcode. While you're there, go down to the sharing section and share our videos, our posts, our pictures, and also download and print out our posters. Stick them in your window, stick them on your car. That's how you can help us. Share this video on Instagram. Demand the debate happens. Rose Khan, the debate, demand it. Go to his social media and ask him, what are you scared of, Mr. Mayor? What are you hiding from? Why won't you debate Brian Rose? That's the question to ask him. Why won't you debate Brian Rose? He's the only credible opponent. Why won't you debate him? It's a good question. So Sylvia, thank you so much. Another question from our website. We got Nasha in Waltham Forest that asked, quote, I struggle with getting fast internet and broadband as I have to work from home with a family of 5 people. Will you help us with your digital first scheme to help us so we can work from home better? It's a great question, and what she's referring to is one of my 12 policies, which you can go see on my website right now, brianformayor.london, and it's digital first. And again, each of the 12 pages has a policy and has a video from me explaining it to me. And digital first means simply this: free broadband for every citizen in this city. It sounds simple, but it's not, because people like Nasha, they struggle by not having that basic human right, which is your right to information. Think about it. You're exercising that right now by listening and watching me. Imagine if you didn't have the broadband to do that. It wouldn't be fair. It's not even free for fair elections to have that, or fair for free elections to have that. So, Sylvia, that's one of my big things. Digital first. There's other components, but the big one is free internet for all people. The problem is a lot of our lower income families just don't have access, and we've got to get it to them, especially when their children are at home and trying to learn remotely. And again, I'm putting education first. We got to find a way to get our kids back in school and save what they're calling our lost generation, or Generation COVID. So I appreciate that. One more question. I've got David in Richmond that says, who are you and what is your background? Quote, a question mark, politics, question mark. And I love these questions. Again, ask me hard questions. I don't even review these before I read them out live. And David has a great question. First of all, I have no background in politics. None. I've never been part of one of these parties. I've never run for office before. I've spent the last 30 years in business, in automotive, in aerospace, in finance, in tech startup. I've been in new media, and I've been in digital education. I bring a wealth of business experience to this. To be honest, this is the last thing I wanted to do, was to go into politics, and the more I learn about politics, the more it makes me a bit sick. But I couldn't sit by and watch this crop of politicians run our city into the ground, and if I don't do this, no one else will beat Sadiq Khan. That's the truth, and you get 3 more years of bankrupt TfL, no affordable housing, knife crime on the streets, and an economy that is just dead and buried. So that's why I'm running, and that's what I'm about. My background, you can learn more about me on brianformayor.london.